So it's kind of back to what you were saying earlier, religion with the root word, the religament, religion, the ligament
Yes.
connecting.
Yes.
So
yes.
just different planes.
Yes.
Yeah, very interesting.
And the third one I'll mention, I had to pause for a second to remember. The third one is what this is going to be a creative application here. The third one is what Cohen referred to as the mirroring function, and we're going to tie it into religion. Is that in Kohut's view, how I live out my ambitions is by being seen by you. Carl Jung wrote about this very same thing, really poetically, really beautiful. He says it's very difficult, this is Jung, it's very difficult to incarnate the self that you were born to be if not seen by another, at least by one other. Kohut's had the same view. Kohut's view is that you can, and let's tie this into psychology and religion here for just a second. I can grow up in a traumatic environment, let's say an environment characterized by neglect, or by abandonment, or even by abuse. And Kohut's view is if you can have just one or two people that really see you, in the Eastern traditions they say, they see your face, your original face, before you were even born. That kind of deep level knowing. And you've had this experience where somebody, how does that person know me in and out so much? Well, imagine if you apply that not only to your fellow congregants in a religious tradition, but apply that to God. There's no one that knows me better than God. There's no one with whom I experience more intimacy than God. There's no one who I know knows me and claims me and forgives me than God. In fact, God's forgiveness becomes my own forgiveness. You begin to get that mirroring function of, I've got that with God, I've got that with my fellow churchgoers or temple goers. And so it's a third function, it seems like to me, of religious rituals. So idealization, twinship, and mirroring would be three aspects. I realize I'm looking from a psychological perspective, but you can see how all of those inform, and then they manifest, and you referenced this earlier with Newberg, they manifest in terms of all kinds of indices of physical health. I'll mention one article, because I'd love for you all to read this. if there's a good article for you to read in the last few years, it's written by a fellow Irvinian. Dr. Roger Walsh teaches at the University of California at Irvine, and wrote an article just in the last few years. It was published in the American Psychologist, which is the premier journal of psychology in the United States. It's published by the American Psychological Association. It's their flagship journal. And his article is Therapeutic Lifestyles. That's pretty close to the title. Roger Walsh, W-A-L-S-H. And what Roger Walsh discusses there is he looks at about 10 different factors that correlate with healthy lifestyle that psychology tends to ignore. And one of those is what we're talking about during this series, which is religion, faith, spirituality, religious practice, including all the things that we've talked about, is that by all indices, and we're talking medical as well as psychological indices of physical and emotional health, all of those are improved by healthy religion. And we may talk later about less healthy manifestations of religion.
I was going to get to that.
But healthy spirituality serves us really mind and body as well as spirit. And this article is the most recent. Basically what it does in the article, you don't get published in the American Psychologist unless you've done your homework. So he just cites one article after another, and these are all refereed journals, empirical research looking at indirect indicators of health that are directly tied to spiritual practice. So.